Good day, everybody. Today we're going to do lesson plan number 14, grade 2, term 2, and the topic is maths. We're also going to look at worksheet number 43 in our DBE books. So you can have a look at that. Let's go back to the lesson plan. So for the caps part, you can pause here and you can have a look and you can read it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to stop and pause at the resources in the dictionary. This is what you need to prepare for this lesson. And then the dictionary, you just need to understand what's maths. And what we're going to do is we're going to do work with informal and formal measurement that I'm going to explain a bit later on. Please don't let the children convert. They don't have to. This is just for you for general knowledge. Then after you paused, we're going to go back and we're going to start with our daily routine. So at the daily routine, again, you're going to pause and you're going to ask these questions to the learners or the child. Welcome back. So now what we're going to do is we're going to count between 0 and 100 in tens. First, we're going to count forwards and backwards. I want you to pause. Now, also what you need to add is remember to make this real. You can use real life objects or our counting library to count in hundreds, in tens up to 100. Remember, how more they see the things, how better they become in their understanding. What you can also do is you can look at this example and pause. And what we try to do is on a daily basis, we also try to just ask them a problem orally. You can do this in a very informal manner. You can even use this to introduce your lesson, just to see what they think. You can even do this as a revision of what the previous day happened, maybe on the sport field or anything related to their daily lives. I just gave you an example, but try to keep it as close as possible to what the learners are doing and used to. You can pause. Welcome back. So we're going to look at the mental mathematics, and we're going to work between the number range 0 to 20. And what we're going to do is we're going to subtract. Now, the very important part here is not only to get the answer, but how do you get the answer? So I want you, after I explain, to pause, and the child every time needs to explain to you. For example, if I've got 12 minus 10, I know 12 is 10 plus 2. So I'm going to minus 10 from that 10, and then I got 2 left. So the answer is 2. Let's look at 14 and 13. 14 is 10 plus 4, and 13 is 10 plus 3. So if I minus the 10s from each other, I get 0, and 4 minus 3 is 1. So the answer is 1. So I want you, rather than just getting the answers, is to pause and then to do all of these orally and explain how you did it. If the child still struggles, you might need to use your base 10 blocks, the blocks or pictures of it. Okay, welcome back. So today's activity is a very practical activity where we're going to give the learners a variety of 1 kilogram packages. Make sure they've still filled, because we want the children to pick them up and feel how much 1 kilo feels. So then after they did that, let them then recognize where on the package stands 1 kilogram. Pause and do this activity. Now we're going to come back to, we're going to start with our second activity, where you're going to put 1, 2, and 5 kilogram products on their tables. And what they need to do is they need to pick it up and say which is the lightest and which is the heaviest. And then they can find where it stands 1, 2, or 5 kilos on the package. I want you to pause and do this activity. The last part I want you to do is to place different 2 kilogram packages on the table, but the products need to differ in size. What the children then need to do is to pick up these and they need to estimate or guess how much it weighs. Then you can tell them to look for where it stands. It is whatever they guessed. And then they need to first find it's 2 kilograms, and then they need to see all of them weighs 2 kilograms. It is very important that they need to understand sometimes the size of a product differs, but it still weighs the same. Welcome back. So let's quickly look then at the difference between the informal and the formal measurement. So the informal measurement, with the informal measurement, we're going to look at things like a board brush. How much does it weigh? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it weighs 11. But the importance is that this scale balance. So if we look at the crayons weighs 5 plus 3 is 8. Again, is the scale balance. And then what we could do is we could put the crayons and the brush here, and we can see how much it weighs altogether. So these type of things we can do. You can also use a hanger with little bowls hanging from the sides, and then see in your classroom which things weigh the same, or you can put something down here and this side some blocks. Then we go to formal measurement. We already started with the formal measurement with the introduction activity, where we read 1 kilo, 2, and 5 kilograms. Now, if you can find something that's 12 kilos or 10, what we do is we say to the learners, we have these 3 products, and how much do they weigh all together? Or you can just show them pictures. Then what we're going to do is we're going to calculate it by using a number line. So what we have is we have 2 kilograms, we got 5 kilograms, we got 2 kilograms. So how much will this all weigh together? Remember, if you got a physical product that weighs 12 kilograms, don't let the children lift it, not even you. You might need to ask somebody else because it can damage your back. So when we add then all of these, we see it weighs then 19 kilograms. I want you to pause here at this activity and then orally do a few activities like this by using old advertisements. So you need to ask the children to bring some advertisement at school and make sure that you can see on the advertisement how much it weighs. Let's then go one step back, or you might need to revise here if they didn't understand. So at level 1, you can do again just a few informal activities where you use a balance scale. Then with your representative level is where you use pictures, where you can clearly see how much it weighs by looking at the markings on the packages and where they need to add it. This later on leads to problem solving, where they need to read a problem and they need to solve it without pictures. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go to the worksheet. You could go to the SATeacher worksheet or the DBE workbook worksheet. So what we're going to do here is how much do the boxes or the balls weigh all together. So what they need to do is they need to draw a small and a big box here, and they need then to draw all these little counters there. They remember to make them quite small so they fit in there, and then we're going to make a number sentence to say 5 plus, let's just check here, we got 4 and a 3 is 7, plus a 2 is 9, so we're going to say 5 plus 9 is 14. Here they're going to do the same. First say what's the total, draw a small and a big ball in here, and then make the little dots, and then write down the number sentence. The next activity is we're going to say what's the mass of each product. They just need to identify it on the packages and then write 2 kilograms here. Then they're going to use these pictures here, and they're going to see then if the first girl, she bought rice and meal. What is the total mass of it? And here, this girl bought some rice and sugar. What will be the total mass of it? And so you do then each of these. Then we're going to go to the next one. We already did a lot of problem solving. Now it's time to tick yes. If you got all yeses, we're going to carry on. If you got some no's, you need to revise or revisit, or you need to contact SATeacher.